Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Megaton Musashi Wired. Last time we were introduced to the customization menu, as well as this new area in Oblivion Bay called the Mission Counter. This is where we get to look at the available missions, whether it's story missions or side missions, and we get to play them. In fact, we have unlocked a couple of new side missions that we're going to play in this part. But before we do that, I just want to look at the main menu where new icons have appeared. You might notice over here, got 3 new ones here and also 2 new ones in this second page. That's a lot of apps for a single phone. I'm going to move some of them around because I'm not going to use all of them very often. Maybe I should have done that off camera, I'm sorry. Help. I don't need help. I know this game. Notices. I don't need to look at this. What else can I get rid of? Options. I'm not going to change that often. The store. I have a few things to say about that store. I have quite a few things to say, but we'll talk about this later. Yeah, I think the most important things are going to be customization. Oops. Mission. I guess inventory can go up here. Sorry, I'm trying to come up with something that makes sense. I have my own, like in my main save file, I have my own like layout for these apps, but I don't have all the apps unlocked right now, so I'm trying to do something that kind of makes sense, I guess. I'm gonna put time change here. Believe it or not, time change, I'm gonna be using that app a lot. You'll see why in a few parts, but yeah, it's going to be very helpful. Before we get started with the gameplay, I want to quickly go over some of the new apps we've unlocked. Coliseum Battle is a PvP mode, player versus player. It's exclusively online and has you fight other players in teams of 3. There's a ranking system. As you can see on the right, you start at Bronze 3, and as you win ranked matches, you can climb the rankings. The higher your rank at the end of the season, the better the rewards. The rogues you use in Coliseum Battle are separate from the ones in the main game. As you can see, this Musashi here is not the same as the one I'm using in single player. These parts are exclusive to that mode, and nothing you do here will impact your single player progress. It's essentially a separate game within the game. It becomes available as early as Chapter 2, but I'm not going to play in this LP just yet. I'll probably do a dedicated part later. The Achievements menu gives you a ton of rewards for accomplishing various objectives throughout the game. For example, there's this cheeky charm that I can use to decorate my cockpit, but most of the other rewards are money and achievement points, which go towards increasing my achievement rank. That's right, there's another rank to keep track of. Don't worry too much about it though, it's literally just there so you can get more rewards every 20 or so ranks. If you're a completionist, good luck trying to complete all of them, because I mean, look at this. There are so many. These are separate from the Steam achievements or PlayStation trophies. They're really more like in-game missions. I recommend you just play the game normally and collect whatever rewards you unlock as you make progress. Don't try to go for all these achievements specifically. God, I mean, look at this. I'm still scrolling. I haven't reached the end. There's so many. There are also daily achievements. You get 2 new ones every day, and they stay available for a whole week. So it's not like in free-to-play games where you have to come back every day and do the same things every day. If you're only playing once a week, you can take care of them all at once and get a bunch of useful rewards, and that's it, come back next week. This is really the kind of game that allows you to play at your own pace. Finally, we have the Premium Pass. This thing right here has gotten a lot of people very worried or very angry, or both. It works pretty much like your average Premium Pass or Battle Pass and so on. You know, complete missions to get experience points, level up, and collect rewards for each level. There's a free track available to all players, and a premium track that you unlock if you get the game's Deluxe Edition. This is one of the things that sets it apart from other Premium Passes. It's a one-time purchase. You don't have to keep buying it every month like in a free-to-play game. The second difference is the contents of that pass. All of these items you see here are materials and resources that you can already obtain through normal gameplay. There are no limited time rewards like exclusive costumes or emotes or anything, no exclusive rogues. They're pretty much just extra items to help you in the game. The pass resets every month and presumably has the same rewards all the time. And as you can see, the premium track just gives you more of the same, so you're not missing anything exclusive if you don't get the deluxe edition. Finally, the pass is very easy to complete. You gain experience points very fast and can reach the end in just 2 or 3 days. No need to grind for a whole month like in some other games. Again, this is really the kind of game that lets you play at your own pace. So yeah, it's definitely not as bad as it looks. It's still not great though, I'll admit. I think having a premium track in the first place was unnecessary, and tying it to the deluxe edition is a bit icky, but that's a whole other story. We can talk about this some other time. Okay, enough talking, let's get to the missions. So here's the mission counter. This is really the main menu you'll be visiting in this game, because this is where you have all the missions, from story missions, replay missions, which are essentially just allowing you to replay the story. As you can see, we have the same Burning Earth, Mountain Defense, they're here. There's even a tutorial battle if you want to replay it for some reason. And also side missions, which is really the main bulk of the game. This is where you'll be spending most of your time. You can play all of these missions in single player, offline, but if you want, you can also play with other people. You can play online, with or without crossplay. It's an option that you can toggle. As you can see, you can only play side missions. You can't play the story online. You can only play side missions. And these missions are the same in single player. There are no online exclusive missions. So you can either look at the lobbies that are available. We can search real quick and see who's online right now. We'll see if there are people. Let's see the millions of players. Oh, okay. Literally no one is here. Okay. I was hoping there would be at least one person online. Okay, great publicity. Yeah, so you can play online, either join someone else's lobby or you can create your own lobby. There's another option called Roulette Mission, which allows you to join a random lobby. So just like random matchmaking, just puts you with someone else. It might seem like it's not as interesting, because usually if you want to play a specific mission, but there are some benefits in playing roulette mission instead of online, but I'll talk about this later. For now, let's go offline and play one of the new missions that we have unlocked. I'll also be playing the replay missions, because they're I want this playthrough to be as complete as possible, so I'm going to do all of the missions, including these ones. But because they're essentially the ones that you've already seen earlier in this playthrough, complete with all the dialogue, all the cutscenes, everything, they're not going to be very interesting to show on screen, so I'll just play them off screen, with maybe like if something interesting that I haven't thought to mention happens during these missions, I'll just record it and talk over it in post. Like for example, there's one thing I would like to show you in Burning Earth, this chapter 1 mission. It's this boss at the end called the Walker Fusion Type S. Or at least that's what the game tells you it's called. It's actually not called Walker Fusion Type S. It's actually called Walker Fusion. As you can see on his health bar during the fight, it's called Walker Fusion. Also, one thing that Wired has added that is making doing these replay missions a lot less annoying than it used to be in the previous games, you can now skip through in-game dialogue. Like the dialogues during the mission, you might have noticed that in the previous parts, there's this little icon, like L button plus B, that allows you to quickly skip through the dialogue. This is really helpful when you're replaying, because you don't want to have to wait for everyone to talk, so you can just like rush through the story. And also, when you're playing against the bosses, like you don't have to wait for them to finish talking to be able to deal more damage, like I mentioned in the first part. You can just skip through the dialogue and continue attacking the enemy that way. It makes things much faster. It makes things much faster and much less boring. So yeah, I'm really happy they added that. Now that this is done, let's move on to the side missions. Now, side missions can sometimes be pretty similar to the story missions. As you can see, this one, MI01, is awfully similar to Burning Earth, isn't it? It's the same map, almost the same description too. It's like, basically, these are a way to like replay the story mission, but without the story dialogues, all the interruptions and so on, but also without the restrictions. Like if I were to replay Burning Earth right now, I would be playing only with Musashi and the Musashi that they give me in Chapter 1, so the basic Musashi with these weapons over there. But if I were to play it right now, it would be my current Musashi, the custom one with my custom weapons. So this is a way for you to like if you want to replay that story mission with different characters, different builds, if you want to experiment other things, side missions can be a way to do that. Not all of them are based on story missions, however, this one is entirely new. See, like, this is a map we haven't seen yet, whereas this one is based on chapter 2. So side missions are going to be, I'm always about to say free missions. Like, free missions used to be the name in Japanese, so I'm used to calling them free missions, but in English it's called side missions. I need to get used to that. So yeah, I almost say it again. Side missions are a mix of repeats from story mode and original content. So yeah, all of them are like, they have no story to them, they're not canon or anything, so like, if you only want to focus on the story, you can ignore them. You're not going to be under-leveled. Like, you can just focus on just doing the story. You'll be fine. But I still highly recommend doing them because, like, if you just do the story, the game is going to be over very quick. This is really a game that's all about the side content. Anyway, I'm going to play through these missions. Maybe not going to show all of them because, like, as I said, MI01 and MI03 are very similar to the story mission we just did in the previous parts, but I'll still show most of them so you see what they look like. Here we go. As I mentioned before, I'll take the opportunity of these side missions to talk a bit more about the game itself and the story. Things I don't have time to talk about during the story missions because I'm always constantly interrupted by plot. Yeah, I really like the way the story started. It's like I mentioned, I was convinced the moment they revealed the pitch when the game was announced and they talked about Donut Planet. that was the thing that convinced me I was going to like it. But I also like how dark the story can be. Like, when you think about it, this whole idea of like humanity that was so traumatized, so hopeless that they decided to forget about like the destruction of Earth and humanity and just decided to live a lie for the rest of their lives in a shelter. It's pretty dark and pretty messed up. I really wasn't expecting something this dark. And like, it's really messed up on its own, but the story will keep getting darker as we move on. Like, there are a lot of things going on with memory manipulation in Akagicho that you still haven't seen, and the more they reveal about it, the more messed up it looks. Wow. This went much faster than I thought. I thought it would just like show you bits of that mission and like maybe cut the boring parts, but it went down in a minute and a half. Alright, well, I guess we can move on to MI02. Oh, that's pretty cool. As you can see on the mission icon, there's a little flashing icon with, I believe that's Mounter Police's head. Yeah, these are mission bonuses. Randomly on the map, some missions will have these bonuses applied to them. This means that, see, activate mission bonus. This means that you will get extra parts as a bonus. So I can't see the drops. That's something that, yeah, I should have mentioned before that. When you select a mission, you can see, like, okay, a quick overview of the mission, the level, the recommended strength, and so on. I am way above the recommended strength. Oh my god, 70,000, I didn't realize. But they also show you, like, the rewards that mission can give you. When you haven't done a mission for the first, like, it's the first time you're doing the mission, you're not going to see the rewards. But once you clear the mission at least once, it's going to tell you, like, see, this one, I can drop Musashi, flame weapon, combo, back attack, and guard type modes and mods, and circuit resources. But for this one, we don't know yet what it is. But as you can see, like, this one is bonus, so this one is going to be the rogue you see here. So it's a good thing to look out for whenever you are like, you don't know what to play, you don't know what mission to choose. Look for bonuses because they will give you a lot more rewards, more experience points, and sometimes the rogues that you get in the bonus can be very rare. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get parts for that rogue, but it increases the odds of finding them, and sometimes they can appear in missions they're not supposed to appear in. So definitely be on the lookout for these bonuses. Anyway, let's move on to MI02, Wasteland Horde. Now, going back to how the story begins, I don't know how you felt about it, but personally, I felt the story was starting very strong, but very fast. Like, they wasted no time in throwing you into the action. Like, that's a good thing because you're playing an action RPG. You don't want to sit through dialogue, go to school for hours before something interesting happens. Obviously, they wanted to like have the aliens appear very early on and have you do a mission very quickly. But because of that, you don't really get the time to get used to the weirdness of Akagicho. And oh, that's pretty cool. Look at them. See? They are turning into a fusion type. Oh, I'm so happy I got to see this early on. This can happen randomly during missions, by the way. It's not just bosses. Sometimes two enemies of the same type can combine into a fusion type, just like that. It's completely random, and in fact, you can you can find some skills that increase the odds of that happening if you want to fight them and get better rewards as a result. So yeah, I'm very happy this happened in the first part. I'm doing side missions. I was wondering how long it'd take for it to happen so I could explain it to you. That's pretty cool. Anyway, because of that, I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, like there was basically no foreshadowing for all the secrets of Akagicho. Like, by the time you realize that there's something weird about the town, you're already fighting aliens. It's a good thing for the game. Like, you don't have to wait to actually start playing the actual game, but as a result, the story feels a bit rushed. Like, you don't you have like Kyoka coming to Yamato's place and saying like, "Oh, I felt something weird in town." And Yamato is like, "Yeah, actually, this town is a bit weird, isn't it?" But then like a minute later, you're fighting androids in the back alley and like, "Oh, by the way, Yamato, aliens exist." Like, it doesn't really give you time to realize everything that is going on and really like set the tone for like the mystery of Akagicho. But if we had taken the time in part 1 to explore the whole town, we would have found quite a few lines of dialogue that give some nice foreshadowing of all the things that are about to unfold. I didn't go for these lines because I didn't want to spend like an hour exploring the entire town and talking to every single NPC. I thought like maybe I should like quickly get to the mission so like the let's play is a bit like interesting enough to watch. Like the fact that I had to do 2 parts for chapter 1 was already pretty slow in my opinion, so I didn't want to spend even more time just talking to NPCs and let you read English dialogue with Japanese audio in the background. Oh my god, legendary! Oh nice, I got a legendary part. Nice, I was really hoping I would get a legendary in this part. Nice. Yeah, so like I skipped some of the optional dialogue in chapter 1, but there were quite a few things that we could have seen, and in fact, like they're still available in chapter 2, so I'll be showing them to you later in this part.
Legendary. Epic.
Well, we have our first legendary part. It didn't take that long. I'm super happy. They increased the drop rate of legendary parts in this game, so yeah. I knew I would get, oh man, the 3 skills have the same synergy. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. We'll have things to do with legendary parts very soon, so I'm very happy that I have one to show you some things later on. But yeah, let's move on to MI03.
Mission start.
So as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by this legendary part. Yeah, there are a lot of dialogues that you can find, that you can actually miss if you don't see them early in the game, that actually let you know that there are a lot of weird things happening in Akagicho. They're still available in chapter 2 for most of them, so I'll be showing them to you when we leave Oblivion Bay after this mission. There are some very interesting ones, and yeah, sorry for not showing them to you right away. Like I said, I wanted to get on with the action faster, but yeah, as a result, it really feels like, since they're all optional, you can miss this dialogue, it really feels like the mystery just never existed in the first place and just like everything comes out of nowhere. So I kind of wish they took their time, like maybe have you play Mega Robo Fighter 2 more, like have more than just a tutorial battle. So like it still feels like you're playing a mecha game for the first hour or two of the game, but at least it lets you get familiar with Akagicho, with the characters, and realize, okay, no, something is really wrong with this town. There's really a conspiracy or something. They're hiding something from me. And then maybe after an hour or two, you get to find out the truth about Oblivion Bay and that the Earth has been destroyed by aliens. As it is now, everything happens a bit too fast to my taste. And as a result, the reveal doesn't have as much of an impact as it could have had. Like, it's already pretty impactful on its own, like the cutscene of Earth being destroyed and like the music that goes with it. It's really cool, it's really memorable, and I've said it several times already, but I love Donut Planet. It's such a cool concept. I love how it looks. It's like it's such a nightmarish vision. Can you imagine our planet looking like this? It's like it's not just destroyed. It feels almost desecrated, you know? I don't know, there's something really, really awe-inspiring with that visual. I really love Donut Planet. And also they could have called it anything else. They could have also like not given it a nickname and it would have been easier to take seriously, but also the fact that it's called Donut Planet is just so funny. So yeah, I love Donut Planet. But yeah, like, given how impactful that scene is on its own, it could have been even more impactful if they had taken the proper time, like to properly introduce everything, to properly get you used to Akagicho, and then like, wham, Akagicho is fake. None of what you thought you knew is real. It is impactful for the characters, but for the audience, it's just like, yeah, no, like 5 minutes into the story, we have a character telling us that they think the town is fake. So we have no reason to think there's not something wrong with the town. So I really wish they foreshadowed it better. Anyways, that's pretty much all I had to say about the story up to that point. I'm gonna finish, I'm gonna skip ahead to the end of that mission and we can move on with this playthrough.
Legendary.
Oh my god, another legendary part! Wow.
Mission clear.
That's my lucky day.
Legendary.
Okay, it's a mod. Well, that's pretty cool. Critical debuffer. With that, we have played through all of the available missions up to that point. As you can see, I'm already at rank 7, so yeah, you're probably going to be over-leveled very fast if you do all the side content in addition to the story. But like, even if you don't do the side content, you're going to be over-leveled for the story anyway. Let's collect all of our cool daily achievements, because we've completed pretty much everything except the fight in the Coliseum Battle one. And oh my god, so many... Huh? Dreadnought class replay missions clear. Huh? That's a translation error. I did not play a Dreadnought class replay mission. I played 3 replay missions and 3 side missions. Okay. That's really weird. I'm not gonna say just yet what Dreadnought class missions are, but yeah, they're absolutely not what we just did. Okay, let's just collect everything. Alright, we can now leave Oblivion Bay, but before we go back in town and go to the Morishita Electronics store, I wanted to go back to the Rogue Hangar real quick to acknowledge something that I completely missed last time. This guy! It's Sanuma from Mega Arcade! This is his real job. He's a technician at the Rogue Hangar, and his front during the day is to work at Arcade Mega. I love this guy. I love this guy so much. He's one of my favorite characters in this game. Anyway, we're in Arcade Mega. These guys are talking about something interesting.
またハイスコア更新されてんぞ。誰なんだこのオーサー9って。
They're talking about Author
こ
9.
の赤城町には謎の凄腕ゲーマーがいるんだ。店の筐体のランキング1位は全部そいつさ。
A mysterious super gamer. I'll be honest, this is clearly foreshadowing something, but I don't know what it is. I legit don't know who Author 9 is supposed to be. It's never brought up in the story. Like no one is a pro gamer in the main character. So like I don't know who Author 9 is supposed to be. So I'll try to come back regularly and see if they have more dialogues about this. Maybe there's like a completely optional storyline going on purely through these optional dialogues. I kind of want to find out who Author 9 is because I never noticed that in the original game. I literally have no idea who that is. Anyway, let's go to Morishita Electronics and see what we can. Oh. Paint, nice. I can talk about paint later. Oh. Money, nice. Man, so many cool stuff on the ground.
いらっしゃい。君が新入りパイロットだね。南司令から話は聞いてるよ。町の電気屋さんは表の顔でね。裏ではローグのパーツの研究開発をしてるんだ。
ここでもパイロット向けの裏商売ってやつか。
ああ。ここでパーツの性能を向上させ、ローグのパワーアップも可能というわけだ。君にレクチャーするように言われていてね。早速始めよう。やあ、どうも。新しいパーツの開発かい？存分に探求していってくれ。
We have unlocked the laboratory. At the laboratory, you can perform a variety of tasks related to rogue parts and weapons. Part weapon development lets you spend resources and credits to build new weapons and parts. By dismantling unneeded parts, you can obtain recycled junk and credits. If you have mods, you can set them to weapons and parts via set mods. In motherboard circuit development, you develop circuits that can help strengthen your rogue. Once you develop a circuit, you can set it to a motherboard to activate its effect. You can set a circuit into a motherboard through the customization menu. Oh great, another tutorial! I guess we have to go to the circuit development. Okay. Yeah, circuits are units that can be installed onto a motherboard and provide you with useful skills. Certain circuits will also unlock special moves that can be used in battle. Unlike parts, to develop circuits, you must unlock them via the motherboard circuit development. As you develop circuits, other connected circuits will become available for development. Some circuits are only available after a certain point in the story or under certain conditions. Circuits are divided by routes. For example, ranged attacks are on the bottom left, melee attacks bottom right, and so on. You can also develop rogue blueprints and eventually parts for that rogue. Let's try developing a motherboard circuit. Well, this is the first one. We're going to develop the Blade Kick special move. Once a circuit is developed, a new branch will make the next circuit available for development. Try developing the next motherboard circuit. Which one are we going to go for? They kind of revamped this menu. It looks a lot more like a traditional skill tree, like with like a really like angular things. The one in the previous games was a lot messier, a lot harder to read, if I'm being honest. I kind of like what they did with the place. Let's see, we have Technical Rise, we have Strike Up. Why am I even hesitating? I have enough resources for all three of them. Let's go, Technical Rise level 1. Let's unlock this one, Strike Up. Snipe Rise as well. What else? Yeah, there are, as you can see, there are a lot of things to unlock. A lot of special moves, a lot of parts. They kept adding them throughout updates and new versions of the game, so like you have 2 years worth of updates and features crammed into a single skill tree. It's pretty overwhelming, but take your time developing stuff and you'll get there eventually. Technical assets is going to be helpful, increases special move damage. What do we have? Critical up. I like critical hits. Thank you very much. Power damage. TP recovery recovers fixed amount of TP automatically. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Yeah, I'm not going to build everything. Technical recast, no, that's going to be fine. Oh, actually, yeah, let's go with that. That's going to be helpful. All right, I'm going to stop here for, or maybe this one, beam rise. Nah, it's fine. And on that side, circuit efficacy, yeah, this one is going to be helpful. High rank drop, nah, it's fine. I don't need that right away. Over here, air rise, electrified rise, burning rise, and a new special move, grenade throw. Sure, why not? Let's unlock that one. Okay, so that's quite a lot of parts we've developed. Now we have to go into the customization menu to install what we developed. So this unlocks the motherboard. If you've played, I'm not gonna read all of that, 12 pages, oh my god. If you've played, yeah, sure, recommended. Actually, I've never tried recommended. What does that do? Oh, that's pretty cool. It kind of puts automatically like parts based on what you want. Sure, let's go with balanced. I'm gonna trust you, game. Okay, so it shows you like all the circuits it's going to set. It also gives you like an overview of like all the new skills that it's going to apply. That's pretty cool. Trusting a special move memory. Sure. Man, I wanted to... no, on this one, sorry. Okay. Blade kick, sure, if you want. No, don't kick me out. I wanted to talk more about it.
助けるローグのパーツだ。自分でいじってこそ一人前のパイロットってもんだ。それじゃ、いつでもおいでよ。
I don't like tutorials that immediately kick you out. Oh, and now we have an emergency. I'm never gonna be able to talk in this part. Treasure missions. They unlock early in this game. They would unlock much later in Megaton Musashi Cross. That's pretty cool. I guess that's one more mission we get to play. Okay, we have an icon for the laboratory. So let's go back real quick. Actually, no. Actually, yes. Let's look real quick at the part weapon development. As you can see, like, you can develop parts for rogues that you own the blueprints for. We don't own the Musashi blueprint yet, but we can unlock it through the motherboard circuit development. Where is it? Maybe you can find it from the list. I should have shown you the list right away. That would be much easier. Yeah, Musashi is over here. Oh, we could get there, actually. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get that Musashi. Hector and Buster, sure. And there you go, we have the blueprints for Musashi. That means now we can develop parts from the Musashi set. Because we have at least one part of each at 3-star rarity, we can start a level 3 development, which can give us up to 4-star epic parts. So let's try this. It requires 100, do I have 100 though? I don't. Yeah, basically you get those items called Materite. These are what you need to build to craft new parts. The rarer the Materite, the higher the cost. So like you need 100 cost in total. So you could use like 100 Materite chips or just 2 Materite crystals. So I guess we won't be developing anything just now. But in the future, we'll come back to try and develop more parts. I'm going to try and save as much of Materite as I can, because there are a few parts that are exclusive to this mode. You cannot drop them in missions, so when the time comes, I want to have enough resources to craft them. Briefly returning to the motherboard, what I was going to say is, if you've played Little Battler's Experience, another game by Level 5, this might seem similar to you because it also had a similar system for its motherboard, where you would place different items in a motherboard case like that, and these circuits would impact the stats of your LBX. Well, it's kind of the same here, but one thing I kind of want to mention that's really cool, those little cooling fans over here. I got this one which reduces the cooldown time for moves. As you can see, it has a little rotate. Yeah, see, like this green area, it's like the area of effect of the fan. So like, you can develop different types of fans that can like increase the power of various parts. This one increases like the square immediately next to it. There are different parts like that only serve to amplify the effects of other parts. So it's not only about like what motherboard you use, like the different layouts of parts, what parts you place. It's also where do you place them relative to each other so that you can maximize their powers. It's really cool. So yeah, you have different slots for different types of circuits. These ones are only for memories. These ones can be for, well, only for combat chips. These 4 at the bottom are only for special move. That one, we don't have it yet. I wonder what that is. We'll find out eventually. And yeah, it's there are different types of motherboards. This one is obviously very limited. You don't have many slots you can use, but as we progress through the story and do more missions, we'll be able to unlock more motherboards and place a ton more chips and make our rogue even stronger. Okay, let's have a look at treasure missions now. It's funny because they're not optional. You actually have to do them. It's a story objective now. So treasure missions were introduced in the second game, Megaton Musashi Cross. They're basically missions made for farming. This one allows you to farm rogue parts. This one allows you to farm weapons. In the previous game, they had 1 mission per weapon type. So you'd have 1 mission for ice-based weapons, 1 for lightning-based weapons, and so on. They merged them into a single mission, which is this one. Treasure missions use a type of item called encounter beacons, which is this little counter we have here. We have 2 of them. Luckily, there are 2 missions, so we'll do both of them. But yeah, these items are limited. Like you have to use 1 to be able to deploy on a treasure mission. If you don't have an encounter beacon, you won't be able to go on those missions. Thankfully, these items are very easy to come by, so even if you won't be able to play these missions infinitely, you'll still be able to play them quite often, so don't worry too much about that. Alright, let's go on our first treasure missions and farm for parts.
Mission start.
Treasure missions are very simple. They just throw you into a very small map where you have to fight 25 enemies within the time limit. And as you can see, that time limit is very generous. 30 minutes to fight 25 enemies. That's like I don't know why there's even a time limit. Honestly, like even on the highest difficulty, it never takes you half an hour. I really don't know why they put that time limit there. But yeah, there's nothing special about it. Just fight monsters and drop parts. As you can see, we're dropping quite a lot of epic parts. That's pretty cool. And even the legendary one. Nice. Man, that's 3 legendary items today. I didn't think I'd be getting this many in a single recording. Like I said, they really improved the drop rate. Oh, nice. Look, see my 90% attack? That's because my arms are broken. There's also a little broken arm icon next to Yamato's face in the back lower left corner. Oops. So let's get away from that enemy just now, and let's go to rapid repair. That's the thing I wanted to show you in the previous part. So now I have to repair my arms. And now they're back to 100%. You don't have to stay in the cockpit while you're doing repairs. Just initiate the repairs and then go back to combat. But you still have to stay in the cockpit to do this operation, which can be risky if you're fighting a boss, for instance. So yeah, that's something you have to be very careful about. Try not to get damaged too much. Alright, let's look at the results of this first treasure mission.
Legendary.
Oh wow, legendary Kurandi. Oh, nice. Nice. I'm gonna skip through all these epic ones. At some point I'm going to disable the epic animation because after a while it gets really old and you really want to see this only for legendary and above. Yeah, see, we got quite a bunch of parts already. Even a few Coliseum exclusive ones, that's nice. So yeah, that was our first treasure mission. Now let's do the next one, which is focused on farming weapons. This mission is interesting because this map is actually a map from Megaton Musashi Cross. And at this point in the story, you've never seen this area. So, it's not a spoiler or anything. Oh my god, already legendary this early on? Man, I'm so lucky today. Yeah, so like this area is not a spoiler or anything, but I guess remember it, and maybe in like 20 parts or something, you'll see it again. I'll be like, yeah, remember that area from the treasure mission? That's where this was. So yeah, but that's all I have to say about this mission, really. It's just mindless farming, mindless beating monsters, and dropping weapons. That's all there is to it. I guess I'll see you at the end of the mission, and we'll look at the results screen and see what we dropped.
Legendary.
Rank 8 Iron Sword, legendary rarity. That's pretty cool. Anyways, we have a bunch of weapons to choose from, and they're rank 8. We're so strong already. That's really nice. Alright, that's it for the treasure missions, and with that I think we've done pretty much everything we needed to do for this chapter. We just have to head back home. But before we do that, I kind of want to walk around town and show you all the things we kind of missed in the previous chapter. The first thing I wanted to show was this bookstore, Ono Books. We came here before, and like the whole point of this bookstore is that they sell old books. The books aren't used, they're just old. I said, oh, that's funny. It's not just a joke. They are actual old books.
このお店全部新品なのにラインナップが面白いの。私が子供の頃の
Like this lady says that they have magazines from when she was a kid. It's like, huh, magazines from a long time ago. I wonder why. Then you come back here in the evening. So yeah, I told you I'm going to use the time change app quite a lot. If you come here during the evening, look at what these girls have to say.
欲しい本が全然入荷してないよ。なんでこんなに古い本しか置いてないの？
They only have old books.
何これ、最新コーデの本を見つけたと思ったら2年前に出たやつじゃない。どうなってるの？
Books from over 2 years ago. I wonder why they stopped making new books after 2 years ago. I wonder what happened back then. These like little details that kind of foreshadow what happened outside of Akagicho. Hello.
雑誌でスイーツ特集やってるとついつい買っちゃうんだよね。
Yeah, I get ya. I like sweets too. Anyways, what else did I want us to look at? This guy over here by the hotel is really funny. Look at what he has to say.
たまに遠出しようと思って計画を立てるんだけど、なぜだか毎回行けなくてね。不思議だ。
Yeah, how strange. You're never able to travel outside of Akagicho. I don't know how they make sure that people don't leave. Either like rewrite their memories so like they no longer want to leave, or like they oh, something came up and I can't leave anymore, or maybe the plane got cancelled or something. Like they always have to make sure that people don't leave because there's nothing outside of Akagicho. And this bit of dialogue is really funny because of that. If you come here at night, here's something else to say.
たまに海外の製品を取り寄せることがあるんだけど、届くのが異常に早い時があるんだ。不思議だ。
Another bit of foreshadowing. There's no overseas anymore. I like the idea that everything in town is fake, including like your Amazon orders. They just have like Oblivion-based staff deliver it to you and make it look like it came from America or something. Like that's really funny. I like it. This girl over here, though, has something even more interesting to say.
さすがに夜になると人通りが少ないわね。事件も起きてるって話だし、早めに帰ろっと。
She mentions an incident. Something seems to have happened in town and the streets are dangerous. If you want to know more about this, let's talk to some more people.
赤城町で失踪者が続いているそうじゃないか。事件か事故か、単なる家出か。気になるな。
This man mentions that a lot of people keep going missing. As has been established in the previous chapter, it's because people from Akagicho are being recruited as pilots and they presumably die during battle. So they just go missing without any explanation. They just talk about it in the news like, yeah, people have gone missing. We don't know what happened to them. That's because they died in battle. But there's something else going on in town. And if we talk to... Oh my god, it's so far away. If we talk to this policeman over here, whom we could have talked to at the very beginning of the game, but I didn't.
失踪事件に殺人事件、おまけに学生の喧嘩まで。事件続きで警察も大バラバだよ。
It's not just missing people. There are some murders going on in Akagicho.
連続殺人なんて怖いわね。早く犯人捕まらないかな。
Not just murders, serial murders. This girl at the flower shop also has something to say about the serial killings.
知ってる？赤城町で殺人事件だって。心なしかお花たちも怖がってるみたい。
Yeah, I really wonder what's up with that serial killing. Oh, by the way, that girl over here, Hatsumi Bando, she's the daughter of... Oh, Money, nice. She's the daughter of the owner, Kaijiro Bando. So she's the daughter of one of the Bluecoats. So yeah, these are a few examples of the things we could have seen in Chapter 1. A tiny bit of foreshadowing that could have gone a long way to really establish like the fact that Akagicho is a really strange town with a big secret. But unfortunately, it's only like missable optional dialogue. So yeah, I hope by showing you this, you get a better idea of what is going on in the story. Before we finish this chapter, just want to go talk to this guy over here who's working for Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur is like, as you can see, everything is cheap. Everything is on sale. It's a pretty cheap store. Hello.
安すぎる。年金暮らしにはありがたいが、利益は出とるのか?
Yeah, the entire point of this shop is that everything is cheap. Everything is discounted. Everything is super cheap, and everyone loves Ben-Hur. Everyone loves it so much that there's a theme song. I think you can actually hear it in one of the cutscenes earlier in the game.
あの子はどうでしょうか？
違います。違う。違う。
Somewhere in the background. I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it. If not, I'll just play the music in the background just now. It's so catchy. It's really silly. It's like the lyrics are just like, wow, everything is so cheap. It's so stupidly cheap at Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur. It's just that. It's just... The lyrics just repeat that everything is cheap and really cool at Ben-Hur, so you should go shop at Ben-Hur. I love this song, it's so cool. Anyway, I'm not here to shop for hand lotion or food or whatever. I'm here to shop for some more interesting things. This is the coin exchange. So this is where you get to spend your Ace Pilot coins. You might remember this coin icon from the Premium Pass. These Ace Pilot coins allow you to get a bunch of very useful items, including treasure containers that don't require keys to open. This one contains, I can't see because it's scrolling, circuits, yeah, circuit materials. So materials that can be used to develop things in the motherboard circuit tree. This one contains rogue parts from epic to legendary, which can be very helpful if you want some strong parts. They're all random though, and they have a limited selection. This one contains Coliseum parts, so it's also a good way to obtain additional parts. Then you have a bunch of very useful items like encounter beacons that we need for treasure missions, but also benefit radars that increase the drop rate of rare parts, and a bunch of very useful items for enhancing part, as well as money. You can buy money with coins. You can buy money with Ace Pilot coins. So how do you get Ace Pilot coins, you may ask? They're not just exclusive to the Premium Pass, as I've mentioned before multiple times. You can get them from normal gameplay. You actually get them... Yeah, sure. I'll come... Yeah, I'll come back to Ben-Hur, I promise. You can normally get them through roulette missions. That's one of the benefits of playing random missions online. If you play a roulette mission, you will be awarded Ace Pilot coins at the end of the mission. It's the only way to obtain them normally. If you play an online mission, like from a regular lobby that you created or joined through the normal lobby screen, you won't get any of these coins. You have to join them via roulette mission. So if you're playing online, I highly recommend you do roulette whenever possible. That way you'll have enough coins to buy very useful items in that shop. Alright, we've done enough exploring, enough menus, enough tutorials for today. I have no idea how long this part is going to be. So I'm just going to head back home, go to sleep, and conclude today's chapter. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time for chapter 3 of... Hey, Meteorite! Nice, one more. Only 99 to go so I can craft one part. Okay, so let's go home, let's sleep, and I'll see you next time for some more Megaton Musashi Wired. Let's see what crazy adventures await us in this fake town of Akagicho. See you next time, bye!
帰ったぜいな。まったく今日は疲れたぜ。いろいろとありすぎてな。だがな、俺さ、久しぶりに感じてんだ。生きてるってな。ミナ、俺はやるぜ。お前の仇を撃ってやるからな。